11 Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Welcome to Con Pro Field in Buffalo, New York. It is time for some SFL action. The New Orleans Pharaohs against the Queen City Corsairs. Rich Pratchett here in the booth as your play-by-play commentator. Tonight, Andy Hamilton sitting next to me will handle the analysis. How you doing tonight, Andy?
Hey, Rich, I'm doing well. Looking forward to a good game.
Yeah, I am too. Queen City hosting the Pharaohs. Queen City 2-2. New Orleans 2-3. Queen City comes off a tough loss to always perennial powerhouse Alaska, 41-17, but New Orleans squeaks out a win last week against Atlanta, 34-32. But both of these teams struggling a little bit to find their identity this season.
I think rhythm has kind of evaded these two teams, both of which are trying to kind of settle in here early in this young season 13, trying to get their feet underneath them so they can get the ball moving. And I think defense at certain times has been the struggling point. I'll be interested to see how Queen City is going to bounce back after suffering a tough loss with a lot of offense against Alaska last week. That's kind of one of my keys to the game, along with the run game for both teams. New Orleans likes to use Logan Jack, averaging about 5 yards a carry. I'm interested to see how the Corsairs stop him. And on the Corsairs side of the ball, can they get Jared Willis going? I think if they can, it'll be an interesting wrinkle that they can add to their offense.
So the Pharaohs will start out on offense. Queen City will kick it away. And we are ready to roll here in Buffalo, New York. It is some Monday night action here, and we are underway. Ball comes down around the 10-yard line, returned out past the 30, makes a sidestep, gets out to the 34-yard line, and New Orleans will start out there at the 34. Let's go over their offense. Number 10, Xander Gold, the quarterback. Halfback Logan Jack. Wide receivers are Matt Wolf and Deezer Powell. And the tight end, Yassine Clifton. An experienced offense on the Pharaohs side of the ball. Xander Gold up under center. He's got 2 wide left, 1 wide right, empty backfield. Looking to throw, time over the middle, tipped and knocked down, incomplete. Achilles Frank goes up and knocks that one down.
Gold looking for one of his favorite targets, Deezer Powell. Very heavily favors Powell in the passing game. That's something for the Corsairs to kind of key on. If you can take him away, this New Orleans offense is going to struggle through the air.
Yeah, Powell coming in with 50 receptions, 557 yards on the season so far. Everybody in tight, single back behind Gold. He's going to throw, going to the back out of the backfield. Out past the 35 to the 40-yard line. Gain of 6 on second down, 3rd down and 4.
Second year in the league. Not necessarily a big back, 5'11", 242 on the huskier side, Rich, but definitely can get the ball moving up the field. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, 5 yards per carry. They try and utilize him in the passing game, but a 3rd down here.
So 3rd and 4, drops back to throw, going to the left. That is complete, and that's enough for a Pharaohs first down. Deezer Powell on the reception, 1st and 10.
Yeah, and I think if you're Queen City, you're comfortable with giving up that out route. Just don't get beat down the field. You really made the Pharaohs work for that 1st down yardage there. You backed them up, forced them into a 3rd down conversion, and really, they gained 5, needing 4. So you gave up the 1st down, but you're holding tight.
So again, everybody in tight, single back. That's Logan Jack. Going to hand it off to Jack. Going up the middle, but he is caught pretty quick and dropped for a 1-yard gain. Jeff Duffy on the tackle.
Play, 4th year in the league, kind of one of the quieter defensive ends and defensive fronts in the SFL, has been a longtime member of the Corsairs and has been doing his part.
So Power I formation behind Xander Gold. Looking to throw, under pressure, goes left, and that's complete. But there is going to be no gain. 3rd down and 9.
And with the pressure, and talk about the veteran presence of a quarterback like Xander Gold, 3rd year in the league, to get that ball out to Logan Jack on the outside. Jack couldn't quite keep the footing, but still a good toss to evade the sack.
Yeah, he had pressure coming in from both sides. Shotgun formation now on 3rd down and 9. 3 wide left. Looking to throw. Has time, going right. That one's complete. Breaks a tackle, makes a spin move, gets the 1st down, and that is enough for a 1st down for Logan Jack. Good moves there on that run.
Not a typical linebacker that he just shedded through. Avery King, a long-time linebacker in the SFL. His 7th season, started in Carolina. Did a good job, Logan Jack did, of shedding that tackle, because, Rich, that's a big man trying to bring him down.
Absolutely. Going to go to Jack up the middle this time, and he gets caught pretty quick again. Gain of 2. Tackle once again by Jeff Duffy.
See, and if you're Queen City's defensive coordinator, Stephen Hacker, that's kind of what you're looking for here, is stop those inside runs, stop the off-tackle runs. If you get beat on a screen pass or something like that, well, that's one thing. If you get beat by Dees or Powell on out routes all night, that's okay. Just don't let anything deep, and don't let Logan Jack run all over you up the middle.
Looking to throw. Gold going deep down the field. Picked off. Out past the 30 to the 35. Still going. Finally brought down at the 38-yard line. And that is Queen City football interception by Nacho Sicario.
Oh, Sicario! Look at this, right? Sheds the post route correctly. Look at that move, though, to shake off the first tackler. I mean, that's even more impressive than the interception, Rich. He's a defensive back, not used to making some of those shifty moves. But a good first defensive drive for Queen City. They pressured New Orleans at times. They were able to stave off the run. Now let's see what they can do on the offensive side of the ball.
So A.J. Caswell under center. Single back, 2 wide right. Looking to throw. Quick throw out to the right. That one's complete. Stephen Hacker on the reception. Gain of 5.
Now, here, Rich, when they get back in the huddle, Chris Curtis is going to say to Stephen Hacker, that ball was intended for me. I've been here 5 seasons. You've only been here 2, Stephen. I don't know who you think you are, but that ball was mine. Was going to, but hey, I'm sure Queen City and A.J. Caswell will take 5 no matter whose hands it goes in.
Absolutely. Yeah, 5 yards on 1st down. That's schedule right there. I formation. Drops back to throw. Going to Willis out of the backfield. Makes a spin move and gets enough for the 1st down, but stopped right there at the line to gain by McDaniel. 1st down and 10.
Struggled in the run game for Queen City this season, averaging 3.5 yards a carry. But one thing they have tried to do, Rich, is toss him some passes out in the pass game. Actually had the most receptions for Queen City, I believe, with 37.
Caswell to throw, and Jared Willis just gets hammered by McDaniel for a loss. Brings up 2nd and 12.
Heath McDaniel II. I'm very familiar with this outside linebacker and coordinator for the Pharaohs. Actually got his start in Carolina, believe it or not, Rich, as a center for the Carolina Skyhawks back when the team had 20 user players on the team at one time.
Wow. I was not around back in those days. Drops back to throw. Again, going to Willis out of the backfield, but he is not going to get there. Gets just out to midfield before he's stopped. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 8.
And I bring up that point to remind anyone who's watching that's new, or anyone in the chat, or anyone who wants to be a player on the field, you now have the opportunity starting on Wednesday and Thursday. Anyone can sign to any team, get your name on the field, hit the turf immediately and make an impact.
Throws out to the right. That one's complete. Chris Curtis gets his 1st catch, but there is a flag on the play.
I'm interested in this. I don't know if they're going to call Rolliman Hood for a late hit on the sideline. If so, it's a 1st down. Let's see what Stripes has to say.
Late hit, number 28, defense.
You called it.
I don't agree with that.
Yep, I don't necessarily agree with that either.
Well, the one thing I always heard, Rich, was what do you want him to do? Levitate? If he's already laying out, I mean, he's already in the motion. It looks a little bit worse.
It does. It does in slow motion. That replay always gets you.
At full speed, it looked a little different.
So first down and 10 now from the New Orleans 35. Caswell under center, single back. Looking to throw, has plenty of time, throws it deep down the field. That one's complete in traffic down to the 7-yard line. Nice throw and catch to James Matthews Jr., the tight end.
Yeah, this 6'7", 265 undrafted rookie, James Matthews Jr., is making a real impact for this Corsairs team. One of their best receivers out of the three. All three are very similar in yards and receptions, but James Matthews Jr., this being his first year in the league, definitely rising to the challenge of competing with Stephen Hacker and Chris Curtis. Makes a great catch there to move Queen City inside the 10.
Trips to the left, single receiver right. Caswell drops back, has time, and it is tipped and incomplete, but another flag on the play.
We doinked his guard in the back of the helmet with the football. Not what you want when you're trying to dump that off. I think they might call illegal man down the field.
Illegal touching that hit the guard first, and he can't be the first one to touch that ball.
Well,
so that's a quarterback's fault, unfortunately.
You got to float that one over his head a little bit more.
Yep, that's right.
Well, Rich, there's a Wendy's Baconator in the chat. Someone's username is Wendy's Baconator1. Hey. Welcome. And that's the only reason I pointed that out.
Does he deliver? Going to the left to Willis out of the backfield, and he is stopped. And we're going to go to hurry up real quick here.
I'd bring that up to say, for yards.
Going into the end zone, touchdown, Queen City. Chris Curtis puts Queen City on the scoreboard, and it is 6-0.
Stole his reception earlier, so Chris Curtis makes up for it with a reception in the end zone, his first catch of the day, and what a better time. I mean, he's wide open over there. He was working on the veteran Aaron Arrington on the outside in his 8th season in the league, Arrington is, but Curtis in his 5th season just has a little bit of a quicker step and is able to put 6 on the board off of the Nacho Sicario interception.
So the extra point lined up. Hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. So 5:41 left in the first quarter. It is Queen City 7, New Orleans 0. We'll take a break and be back. You're watching the SFL on 11 Sports Network. We'll be back. Back here at Compro Field in Buffalo, New York, Queen City marches down the field after a Nacho Sicario interception and puts 7 on the board to open up the scoring here. And Queen City kicks it off to get this thing going, going to give New Orleans another chance on the offensive side of the ball. Return comes out to the 30-yard line. Spin move gets him a couple more out to the 33, and first down and 10, New Orleans.
On the return, dangerous return man, definitely someone that Queen City's going to have to keep an eye on all night. So far, they've held him in check. I wouldn't be surprised, though, Rich, if he breaks one off later.
So first down and 10 now, New Orleans. Xander Gold under center. Going to hand it off, going to the right-hand side, and nothing doing there. Logan Jack trying to get something, but he's dropped for a loss. Brings up second down and 11. Sorry about that, Andy. Go ahead.
No, you're great. Ran right into Avery King and Tanner Hendricks, the linebacker, pursuing against the running back, and then the cornerback coming up to help. Good pursuit football. So far, Rich, they've really held Logan Jack in check.
Absolutely, that they have. It's, looks like Xander Gold's going to have to go to the air to make a noise in this game. Going to Jack up the middle again, and just like we said, another loss of a yard. That time it was Jeff Duffy. And you can see the rushing
you look
leaders
at the rush
there. Yeah, go ahead.
Exactly. 5th overall in rushing, averaging about 5 yards per carry coming into tonight's game. But tonight he has looked everything but superb, has been locked down, and now New Orleans is going to face this 3rd and long.
Xander Gold has a little bit of pressure. Hit when he throws, and it's incomplete. He got hit as he threw, and I'm sure that messed up the trajectory on that throw.
Wasn't intercepted. I mean, the defensive backs were kind of floating back there. If one of them would have been just 2 steps deeper, Rich, we might have had our 2nd pick of the night.
Yes. So that will force a 4th and 12 and a punt. First punt of the night from New Orleans. Standing back at his own 15-yard line. Chris Manis has pressure coming, but they almost got it. Comes down at the 28, and he gets 1 yard on the return to the 29. And Queen City will go back on offense, first down and 10. We'll talk about the Queen City offense. We didn't get to do that last time around. Number 16, the quarterback, A.J. Caswell. Halfback, number 24, Jared Willis. And the wide receivers, you've already heard these guys. 84, Chris Curtis, and 88, Stephen Hacker. And the rookie tight end, James Matthew Jr. Gonna go trips to the right for Caswell. Gonna hand it off to Willis right up the middle. He's got plenty of room, gets it out to the 40-yard line. That's enough for a Corsairs first down.
Look at that run. Willis came over from Chicago in the offseason. They actually, Queen City and Chicago, flip-flopped backs. Willis going over to Queen City and Odom going over to the Wildcats. Interesting fact about the SFL, if you're new to the league, every player is a free agent every single year, meaning you can play with your friends on whatever team you want. You can move teams, move cities. Your player has no limit to where they can go on the field and in the Hall of Fame books.
Nice completed pass over the middle there. Brings up a 2nd down and 1.
Morris Jackson on the catch, and if you look to the right of your screen, you can see the live chat with all the users. Stephen Hacker is in there, along with Colin Northrup and Ashley Jackson, the quarterback of Tulsa. Everyone's having a good time and getting to know each other.
Jared Willis on the carry. He just cannot quite get there. Going to be 3rd down and inches. Heath McDaniel the 2nd on the stop. He's been pretty active tonight, Andy.
And all over the field. And I tell you what, Rich, I don't know about that spot. I mean, Willis looked over the line to me, at least by the end of the run. If they get it here, it won't matter. But if they don't.
That's right. Yep. 2 backs, 2 wide right. Caswell trying the hard count. There he drops back to throw. Going to swing it out to Willis out of the backfield. Backs up a little bit, but he's able to get out to the first down. Gets it out to the 47. First down and 10, Queen City.
Nice little dump off to the running back, the E-back as they like to call him, and he sees his way for a first down. How many E's are in the word C, Rich? That's 2, and they needed 2, and they got 4 or 5 for the first down.
2 wide left, single back. Again, looking to throw. Steps up in the pocket, goes left. That one's complete. And is able to keep his feet in bounds out there. That's Chris Curtis. Gain of 7.
Took a run at the New Orleans bench after making the catch and getting those feet. I don't know if he lost his footing or what. Not our most balanced member in the SFL, but we love Curtis nonetheless. Good catch on the sideline for 7.
Yeah, you don't do that kind of stuff in enemy territory. You got to be careful there. Trips to the right, single receiver left. Empty backfield for Caswell on 2nd down and 3. 3 down linemen for the Pharaohs. And they're just going to rush 3. Throwing right. That one's complete again to Chris Curtis. That one is just short. Boy, I thought he had that one, Andy.
Well, they marked him short. I thought for sure it was a first down. these
Yep, they're
refs
calling him
here,
short.
the refs in Buffalo are not giving any favors to this hometown Corsairs team.
No, they're not. So 3rd down and inches now. That's the second time that come up just inches short of a first down here on this series. Hands it off to Willis right up the middle. He's got plenty of room. Gets it out across the 30 to the 27-yard line. That's enough for another Corsairs first down.
Well, it's interesting. Coming into the game, Willis was averaging 3.5 yards a carry, and Logan Jack on the other side of the ball was averaging 5. They look like they've almost completely flip-flop roles, and you'd almost imagine that Willis was the better back coming into the game.
Harrington and Heath McDaniel the second on the tackle that time. You're right, he's all over.
And preparing for the pass more than the run.
Empty backfield, throws it over the middle on a post route. Nice complete pass there. Pays the price, but gets the first down. Stephen Hacker.
Yeah, and he's wincing there. Hacker got rocked on the other side of the ball. I mean, look at this. I mean, that's aggressive there, Rich, and those are the kind of hits you don't see on Sundays anymore, but I tell you what, on Monday evening in the middle of August, you're going to see those hits in the SFL.
Those are the hits the strong safety just lives for. He's waiting for those hits. Sits in the pocket, throws left, going to Willis out of the backfield. He's going to get dropped at the line of scrimmage, no gain. Bring up 2nd down and 10.
Aaron Arrington, a veteran cornerback, has seen that play one too many times. He wasn't going to let him fool him again. He stays home on the outside, makes a good tackle to force this 2nd and 10 from the 14.
2nd and 10 in the red zone from the 14 in the shotgun. Caswell's going to take it himself right up the middle. He's got room, slides down at the 6-yard line, 3rd down and 2.
Seen Eric Barkley, the veteran coach of the Corsairs, one of the most decorated coaches in SFL history, utilize the quarterback runs every once in a while. Caswell, a wily veteran, takes it there. I wouldn't be surprised, Rich, if he took it again. Look at the middle of the field.
Exactly. They're in man. There's nobody in the middle. Drops back to throw, throws it in the middle. That was dangerous. That was a tough, dangerous call, or dangerous throw. That brings us to the end of the first quarter. Low-scoring game here. Queen City 7, New Orleans 0. You're watching the Simulation Football League, brought to you by APM Music on 11 Sports Network. We'll be back. Back here at Conpro Field in Buffalo, Queen City 7, New Orleans 0. That was a quick first quarter there, Andy.
Yeah, the ball kept moving. Both teams utilizing their running backs quite a bit, and things kept it moving here. But on 4th down, Queen City, after Matthews Jr. couldn't quite corral the last throw, is going to have to settle for a field goal. And I think that's a win for this Pharaohs defense, who desperately needed something in terms of a stop.
Yeah, Queen City was moving the ball down the field with relative ease, but that field goal is up and good. So just getting started here in the second quarter. Queen City 10, New Orleans 0. And New Orleans going to try and get something going here. Queen City, again, you know, they seem to be moving the ball down the field until they got down in the red zone there, clear to the, or close to the end zone. Kick's going to come down inside the 10-yard line. Turned out to the 25. Good coverage by the Corsairs coverage team. First down and 10, New Orleans from their own 25.
Those who might be new to the league, the Queen City Corsairs are in Buffalo, New York. Multiple cities, Rich, call themselves the Queen City, but in the SFL, Buffalo reigns supreme. I know Charlotte and Cincinnati are also technically Queen City's, but here it's Buffalo.
Yeah, I had to ask that question when I got involved in the SFL. I wasn't sure which Queen City we were talking about.
Oh, my.
Incomplete, just flat dropped that one, Logan Jack.
Incomplete, but you're lucky, Rich, that you didn't get a big boy picking that one off. The defensive line shaded right to where they were trying to throw that screen.
So make sure you go out and like the SFL on all your favorite social media outlets. You can see it right there. Instagram at Simulation FL. We are at Simulation FL on almost every social media platform you can find. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Andy, you got the hook up on social media, I think.
I do run our social media, so if you're on the channels, drop us a hello, drop us a like, drop us a retweet, and drop us a comment. Say hello to me, and I will comment back to you. And if it's a good enough comment, maybe we'll share it.
So 3-yard run on second down by Logan Jack brings up 3rd down and 7. Empty backfield for Xander Gold. He's got time, throws it over the middle. That one's complete, and that is enough for a Pharaohs first down. First down and 10 from the 36. Let's go over some defenses. We haven't talked about defenses yet today. For the Corsairs, the defensive ends are Jeff Duffy and Kyrie Hasten. Linebacker is Avery King. The corners, Tanner Hendricks and Pharaoh Rains. Free safety is Achilles Frank, and the strong safety, Nacho Sicario, back there hitting everybody. Drops back to throw. Xander Gold complete. And that one is enough for another Pharaohs first down, complete to Yassine Clifton. 1st and 10.
Clifton, one of the better tight ends on paper in the SFL, 4th season coming over from Houston by way of Alaska. That's a mismatch right there, Rich, as he's working on a linebacker, is able to turn upfield and move those chains.
Under center, drops back to throw, going to swing it out again to Logan Jack. He's got a little bit of room, and he is going to get it out to the 45, 8-yard gain. Dropped by Tanner Hendricks, 2nd and 2.
Jack must have had the horses in the back because he turned on the afterburners there after making that catch and Gideon upfield. Gideon upfield?
Gideon
something
up?
like that.
Yeah, something to that effect.
Yeah, that would have been it. Gideon up the field.
2nd down and 2. Up under center, going to go to Jack to the left-hand side. He's got some room. He's tried the spin move, but that didn't work, but he did get the first down.
Broke that to the outside of that blocker instead of the inside. He might still be running right now, Rich. And interesting decision on the part of Logan Jack, and those are the breaks that you play with this computer versus computer game. You know, sometimes it doesn't go your way, and just that small difference can make or change a game.
So 2 wide right, 1 wide, or 2 wide left also. 4 wide, going to go to the right, tipped and incomplete. Trying to get the ball to Yassine Clifton, but nothing doing. Tanner Hendricks again, the corner comes up and tips that away.
Defensive play. Hendricks has played on now 3 SFL teams in his 3 years. Indy, Tallahassee, and now Queen City. Might have found a home here. The way he's been playing tonight has been superb. And that's Xander Gold's the only knock on him this season. 12 interceptions to 5 touchdowns. Got to protect the ball.
2-back set. Xander Gold to throw. Has time. Goes left and tipped and almost intercepted. Somebody's going to get a little bit of trouble for that one. He should have picked that one off. Pharaoh Rains.
That would have been on me, Rich. That would have been my fault that one was intercepted because I jinxed Gold as much as I could, and somehow it still ended up incomplete. So, Orleans.
Trips to the right, single receiver left, in the shotgun, empty backfield. 4 down linemen for the Corsairs. They're rushing 4 under pressure, and he is going to get hit and brought down, sacked. Brought down by Jeff Duffy. And that'll force a 4th down and a punt.
Pressure-wise, Queen City has brought a lot from their 2 defensive linemen, Jeff Duffy and Kyrie Hasten. Both of them have been in there on multiple plays through this first half of action. And that's something that Queen City hasn't really had in the past. They've had defensive linemen, but I don't know, Rich, if they've really had pressure like that before, this season. And it's an interesting wrinkle to add to the defensive front here because it, helps the secondary as well, knowing that there's less time that they have to protect and defend.
So that punt will come back out to the 18-yard line, and we will take a break and be back. You're watching the Simulation Football League, brought to you by APM Music on 11 Sports Network. Don't go away. Tonight's Simulation Football League broadcast on 11 Sports Network is presented by APM Music, production music library and custom music house, and brought to you in part by Fuel Beyond Imagination. Visit the all-new SFLinteractive.net today by Matt Doyle Designs, the official branding partner of the SFL, and by MediaTek Institute. Turn your passion into your profession. Aerial shots brought to you by AirViews, united by drone. Visit airviews.com to see more drone footage. So we're back here at Conpro Field. Queen City up 10-0 over the Pharaohs. The Corsairs in the shotgun. Drops back, throws it deep downfield. That one's complete. Down to the 50, to the 40, all the way down to the 39-yard line. Chris Curtis comes up with the big reception. First down and 10, Queen City.
Well, they had plenty of time during the TV commercial break to draw up the perfect play. They draw up the slant, and man, Chris Curtis with the speed to get past Rolliman Hood. Looks like Hood was looking for a deep route down the sidelines, and the slant kind of caught him off guard.
So Curtis putting up some big numbers tonight. First down and 10 now for the Pharaohs. Back under center goes A.J. Caswell. Two backs. He's going to change the play here at the line. New Orleans in a 4-3 with 4 down linemen. Going to go to Willis up the middle, but he's getting nowhere. He's going to get dropped for a 1-yard loss. Heath McDaniel the second again in there. There's your league leading tackles, Tank Bennett. The Pharaohs up there second in the league with 68, and Heath McDaniel fourth with 54. So this defense, we were talking about the line, Andy.
Yeah, definitely. Anytime you have your safety in the top tackles, you want to try and keep plays in front of you a little bit more.
So that one complete over the middle again, but short of the first down. 3rd down and 1. That one caught by Elgin Villanueva.
Levant Irvine on the tackle there. His 4th season in the league was a big pickup for these Pharaohs in the offseason. They tugged him away from the Vancouver Legion. Prior to that, he'd played in Sioux Falls and Las Vegas. A very good linebackering addition to this Pharaohs team.
Going to throw again, Caswell over the middle, and that one's complete. That one again to Chris Curtis, out to the 19-yard line in the red zone. 1st down and 10, Queen City.
On Bennett there, and really, Rich, what it comes down to is when New Orleans is dropping back against the pass, they've kind of struggled to defend those slant and the deep posts, and it's kind of hurt them in the middle of the field.
Looking to throw, Caswell has some time, pump fakes, goes right. Complete again, that one's for a 6-yard gain. 2nd down and 4, that one to the tight end, Matthew Jr. Game's coming up here on for the SFL, for the Simulation Football League on 11 Sports. Tonight at 8:30, Carolina at Tulsa. Then tomorrow night, 6 o'clock Central Time, Mexico City at Sioux Falls. And Vancouver at Alaska. All of those are Central Times. Trips to the right, single receiver left. Single back, drops back to throw. Caswell pump fakes, goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Queen City. Well, I was afraid he was throwing that one long, Andy.
On inbounds, Davos Sanchez pulls it in and picks up 6 for the Corsairs. And what better time to point out, Rich, that any of you sitting on your couch could be that player right there making that reception for Queen City. Starting on Wednesday, teams are allowed to add 1 new player to their team per week for the next 3 weeks. So it'll be very interesting to see where people go, and you could get into the league and hear your name called out on TV, just like Sanchez's name was called out right there.
Extra point here from the Corsairs. Ricky Matthews puts it through. And it is now 17-0, Queen City over New Orleans. We'll be back after this 30-second break. You're watching the Simulation Football League, brought to you by APM Music on 11 Sports Network. Back here in Buffalo, New York. Queen City 17, New Orleans 0. Rich Pratchett and Andy Hamilton here with you. 5:16 left in the half. New Orleans returning the kick out past the 25 to the 28. 1st down and 10, Pharaohs. You were talking about joining the league, Andy, becoming a player, hearing your name called out. Tell these guys how to actually get into the league and get joined in.
Yeah, great question, Rich. So as you can see in the side of your TV screen or computer, there are a bunch of people chatting. Everyone on the field, all 12 users on both sides, are real people, and you can join by heading over to simulationfl.net and clicking on our Discord page. You can join our Discord community and become a player and make an impact, just like Logan Jack did on the sideline there on that huge run.
Yeah, Logan Jack made an impact with the run, but Avery King made an impact with that hit.
Yeah, he made an impact on Logan Jack's head there. I hope that Jack is a little bit all right. I mean, look at this. Wow, Jack was just held up by the defender. That was the old backyard, you hold the buddy you don't like up while your buddy, your other friend, demolishes him.
Yeah, Achilles Frank and Avery King had that one worked out before the game, I think. So Xander Gold under center, I formation, 2 wide receivers. Looking to throw, has time, goes to the right, and that one's picked off. And that was another dangerous throw right into traffic, and that's what happens. Picked off by Tanner Hendricks.
Talked about it. Gold has to protect the ball a little bit more, trying to get it out to Clifton, and Hendricks is right place, right time, able to jump in front, make the big play, and this is dangerous here. New Orleans defense has got to buckle down. They can't give up too many yards. Otherwise, Rich, this thing might get out of hand.
So Queen City with great field position here after the interception at the New Orleans 40-yard line. Trips to the left, single receiver right, empty backfield. Throws it over the middle. That one's complete. And that's enough for a first down. James Matthew Jr., the tight end, on the reception.
And Matthew Jr. has been getting involved early here. He's a newcomer to this Corsairs team, but has been doing a great job.
First down and 10 again at the 29. Throws it to the right. That one's complete. And not quite enough for a first down. Stephen Hacker on the reception. Gain of 9, 2nd and 1. We haven't gone over the New Orleans defense yet today. Let's talk about them. The defensive tackles, Ray West. Linebackers on the outside, Heath McDaniel II. Inside, Levant Irvine. Cornerbacks are Aaron Arrington and Rolleman Hood. Free safeties, Kappa Jones, and the strong safety, Tank Bennett. That's your Pharaohs defense. Empty backfield for A.J. Caswell. Look at the throw, goes it. Tipped, almost picked off, knocked down. Incomplete.
Is that Elvis Berry there on the play? Good hands if he could have just brought that in.
As time goes left, and that was complete. Stephen Hacker, they're going into hurry-up mode. This worked for him last time, or this worked for him one time before. Trips to the left, single receiver right again, empty backfield. Looking to throw, throws it over the middle. That one's complete, and that is just short of the first down. Reception by Elgin Villanueva. Same formation, looking to throw, goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Queen City. James Matthews Jr. takes it in for 6.
Young player, veteran poise across the middle to bring that one in. He's had some conversations with A.J. Caswell this season about how he can get better, and he makes a good catch there on the slant. And what I was trying to say, Rich, it would have given me a second to make an observation. Queen City over the years has kind of made some of those hurry-up offenses work in their favor. They've kind of pressed the issue in terms of offense and getting on the ball quickly, and it's worked out for them in the past. Obviously, lots of championships for the Corsairs and Eric Barkley. They are getting back to it now, and they're putting points on the board against this New Orleans team.
All right, the extra point is up and good. So with 3:20 left in the half, Queen City 23, New Orleans 0. We'll be back. You're watching the Simulation Football League, brought to you by APM Music on 11 Sports Network. All right, so Queen City capitalizes on that interception. Back here in Buffalo, New York, Queen City up 24-0. 3:20 left in the half. Kick's going to come down at about the 6-yard line. Return out past the 25 to the 28. And New Orleans will go back on offense. Let's take a game break and check in with the studio and Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, Rich. Well, even though New Orleans is struggling tonight in the first half, parity's at an all-time high in the SFL. Elsewhere around the league in the second quarter right now, undefeated Seattle losing in Vegas 14-7. Back to Rich and Andy in Buffalo.
Did not see that coming, Andy. Seattle losing to Vegas, or at least behind at this point in the game. Nice run out there by Logan Jack. Sorry, Andy, go ahead.
say that the Queen City defense just didn't see Logan Jack making 2 men miss behind the line and picking up 7 on that little dump off. It was a nice play by Jack to make some guys look silly out there and pick up the yards he needed.
Everybody in tight for the Pharaohs. Single back. Zandergold to throw. We're going to swing it out to Jack out of the backfield, and he isn't getting anywhere. Dropped for a loss that time by Farrell Rains.
I think this flag might be a legal man down the field blocking.
Yeah, I think you are correct.
2 for 3 today.
You are.
There was a attempt, but the big man just put his hands on the guy downfield just a little too soon. You can't do that, Mr. Gonzalez. You can't do that.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and 8 after the penalty. Going to a 2-back set, single receiver right. Zandergold to throw, has a little bit of time, throws it right, tipped, and still in the air all the way up. Looks like a volleyball game, and it finally hits the crowd, incomplete. Well, I cannot believe somebody didn't grab that out of the air.
Man, that was one of the craziest scenes I've ever seen, Rich. A lot of people had their hands on the ball. A lot of people had a chance at it. It almost bounced up into the booth. I almost grabbed it.
I was trying to reach out, but I just couldn't.
Well, you don't quite have the hands that I do, Rich.
You know, hey.
Not all of us can catch footballs in the SF. Oh, wait, everyone can.
Everyone can. Trips to the left, single receiver right, drops back again. Zandergold downfield, tipped and not quite picked off. Again, tipped by Achilles Frank. Tanner Hendricks had his hands on it, but it's incomplete.
Trying to find Matt Wolf. I think that's the first time we've called his name tonight. The 3-year man who has played all of his career in New Orleans. Can't quite get a hold of that one. At 6'6", 240, you would imagine he'd be able to out-jump, some of the defenders, but couldn't quite get it done there. And New Orleans is again going to have to punt, and they're in dangerous territory here, Rich. Down 24-0.
Ball comes down at the 35, gets it out to the 37, and that will bring us to the 2-minute warning. Queen City 24, New Orleans 0. We'll be back. You're watching the Simulation Football League, brought to you by APM Music on 11 Sports Networks. .152 left in the half. Queen City 24, New Orleans 0. Back here in Buffalo, Rich Pratchard and Andy Hamilton with you. 2 wide left, single back behind Caswell, and they're going to go right up the middle with Jared Willis. It's going to gain 6, 2nd down and 4.
Yeah, Willis on pace for 5 yards a carry tonight, has been doing his job. The E-back has been getting it done, and it just provides some balance to Caswell because now New Orleans has to guess every time of whether they're going to the ground or the air, and it adds a second threat and opens up the passing game.
So even in this empty backfield, you never know whether Caswell might run it. Going to the left, that one's complete. Out to Stephen Hacker.
Well, and here comes the hurry up.
Yep, back into the hurry up. Going trips left, single receiver right. Looking to throw. Caswell with all kinds of time, throws it over the middle. That one's complete.
Wow, what a dart.
Oh, that was a great throw. 1st and 10 in New Orleans territory at the 38. Looking to throw, going left. That one's complete. Tiptoes the sideline. Stephen Hacker with a 3-yard reception, 2nd and 7.
2-minute offense at its finest, Rich. A.J. Caswell, his 6th season in the league, 6'3", 233, has been doing his thing in Queen City for quite a while. One of Buffalo's favorite quarterbacks, and he knows really how to get things going when there's 2 minutes to play. They're about, I would say, 12 yards out of field goal range to feel comfortable about it.
I would agree. Caswell to throw, has some time, goes right, and that one's tipped and incomplete. Knocked down out there by Rollerman Hood. Brings up 3rd and 7.
Really dangerous throw there. By the time he was getting ready to release the ball, I saw Hood kind of shading over. I mean, look at that. He's in perfect position to make that interception. Just couldn't quite wrap the hands around it. I mean, he shades it the whole way as a foot in front. Throw by Caswell. Lucky didn't get picked off there.
3rd down and 7, 48 seconds left in the half. Queen City trying to tack on additional points here before going into the locker room. Empty backfield, 4 wide. Tight end on the right-hand side of the formation. Looking to throw. Going right, that one's complete, and that one gets out to the 20-yard line, complete to Davos Sanchez, and they'll take their first timeout.
A good timing to use the timeout as well. On a first down, you have lots of plays afterwards to utilize at least 3, so a good call there. Nice route by Sanchez, just getting open, and he's working on Arrington, a guy who has made his name as a defensive back in the SFL. Not an easy breakaway to make for Sanchez, but he gets open, and Caswell finds him and rewards him with a catch.
First down and 10 now at the 20. Caswell throws deep down the field left. It's complete. No, incomplete. Knocked down. I thought he had that one. Arrington again on the coverage.
Seems to almost be shading Davos Sanchez, which is not what you would expect with Curtis Hacker and James Matthew Jr. on the field. Lots of different people for Aaron Arrington to cover, but on that play, Caswell was trying to hit Sanchez again.
Trips to the left, single receiver right for Caswell. Gonna go right. That one is complete. Gonna be a gain of 4. James Matthew Jr. on the reception.
Makes this 6 yards a little more this 3rd down a little more manageable, pulling it within 6 yards at the 16. So they only got to get to the 10, and they're a little bit closer now than they were before, which is good for this 3rd down attempt. Also stop the clock, so really a perfect play.
Back to the shotgun, Caswell. Has time, throws into the end zone. Touchdown, Queen City. James Matthew Jr. with another one.
Man, talk about making an impact as a rookie. This tight end has come into the game tonight and really has just turned on the juice from start to finish through this first half. James Matthews Jr. has been reliable for this Corsairs team. That big body, 6'7" frame right in front of the defensive back, and just collects a rebound, Rich. It's a basketball thing. It's real easy. Easy, I say, as the 5'10", 150-pound person who has never rebounded a basketball in my life, because I always get overtaken by anyone who's 5'11" or taller.
That extra point is up and good. So with 31 seconds left in the half, Queen City stretches their lead out a little farther, 31-0.
And for New Orleans, I think you got to start slow. You can't expect to get any points here with 31 ticks left in the second. So really, you got to work on your defense, and for the second half, you got to get a stop. And then it's just points on the board, Rich. It's really simple. Anything you can get, put it up there, and try and get back in this football game. It would be a miraculous story if they were able to come back.
Yeah, I was going to say they're going to have to make some major adjustments here at halftime to try and get back in this game.
It's not impossible.
No, it's not impossible. We've seen it happen before. 27 seconds left in the half, and we're going to go to the I formation.
A lot of game left.
Yes, there still is. In the Simulation Football League, anything is possible. Going to throw, throws it left. That one's complete and steps out of bounds. Gain of 3. Matt Wolf on the reception. I think that's his first catch of the night.
The tape there, Zandergold, 65 yards, 2 picks. On the other side, Caswell, lots of yards, 4 touchdowns. Like, At all right there, Rich. Xander Gold this season has struggled a little bit, and I think it's important for him to get back on track for this New Orleans team. Logan Jack is a good running back, but they can't rely on him at all times. They got to get some passing game going. They got to protect the rock.
And they're going to go to Logan Jack. They're going to gain 6, 3rd down and 4. They're going to go in the hurry up with 10 seconds left on the clock. Going to go to Jack again to the right-hand side. Steps up inside, but does not get there. And that will take us to the end of the first half. So here in Buffalo, it is Queen City 31, New Orleans 0. We'll take a break and be back. You're watching the Simulation Football League on APM Music, brought to you by APM Music on 11th Network. We are still here. There's our halftime statistics. Sorry, I thought we were taking a break. My fault.
Well, when you have stats like this to go over, time of possession, the arrow stays with Queen City. And then in terms of yardage, I mean, obviously Queen City has a... Here, I think if you're New Orleans, some things to take away is, you know, you've done a pretty good job at defending passes at times. You've had a couple interception opportunities, some 50-50 footballs went Queen City's way. I think it's important New Orleans to prosper off of some of those opportunities. If they can get a pick or two here in the second half, I think it could go a long way in shifting momentum. At this point, Rich, when you're down by this much, you know, sometimes it's easy to hang your head, and I think it's very important for the New Orleans Pharaohs to make sure that they, you know, are picking each other up in the locker room, kind of suggesting, you know, hey, we can do this. It's not over just yet. You know, there's a lot of football left, and I think if you play a perfect half, you know, there's no reason you can't get back in this game.
Yeah, you've got to get your playmakers involved in this second half, though. They need, you know, they need Deezer Powell to get involved on the offensive side of the ball. They need Logan Jack to get a little bit more running room. And on the defensive side, you know, Levant Irvine and Aaron Arrington need to step up and do some work. And then Tank Bennett back there at the safety position. He's got 68 tackles on the season. You know, he's doing some work back there, but they're going to need their playmakers to step up and make something happen.
Definitely, I think it's important, and you know, I think they have good secondary members like Aaron Arrington, Rolliman Hood. You know, they got some guys back here who can make some plays. I think a turnover could turn this game on its head, Rich.
Yeah, I agree. And you've got some guys back there in the New Orleans secondary. You know, their entire secondary, everybody except for Kappa Jones has an interception, at least one on the season. So here we go, starting off the second half. And Queen City will go back on offense. Return out to the 25-yard line. 1st down and 10 now for the Corsairs.
Second half, I think New Orleans has got to come out and get a stop.
Yeah, you set the tone here at the beginning of the second half. Empty backfield for Caswell. Trips to the left. Pump fakes, goes over the middle. That one's complete. Gain of 9, 2nd down and 1.
90 all slants has worked for Queen City tonight. They've just been hammering it, and New Orleans just does not have an answer.
2nd and 1. Ball at the 34-yard line.
So 2nd down and a yard for Caswell. Comes out under center with Jared Willis behind him. Trips to the right. Going to go to Willis straight up the middle, and he's got good blocking and plenty of room. Gets the 1st down and out to the 41-yard line. 1st down and 10, and there's that 5-yard average per carry.
About it before the broadcast, I thought the backs were going to be a key to this. Logan Jack got stuffed, and now almost a non-factor, down 31. I mean, New Orleans has to go to the air. Jared Willis, on the other hand, who has only averaged 3.5 yards a carry all season, is up over 5 tonight, has been really doing work.
Pump fake from Caswell, sidearm throw over the middle, tipped around. Boy, and that was an opportunity there for the Pharaohs to change the game a little bit.
And like I said, I think it's very important to make the best of those opportunities. You can't just let that football fall to the ground every time. I mean, it's unrealistic, Rich, to say that you're going to pick off every football that your defensive back puts a hand on. But if you have 23 passes defended over the course of the game, odds are one of them was probably interceptable.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
did just make a word up.
2 receivers left, single receiver right. Going to go to Willis out of the backfield, and he is brought down after a gain of 4. 3rd down and 6.
That's a little more on pace. I mean, 4 yards a carry is still a first down on 3, but it's better than giving up 7 or 8 yards a carry. So we'll see, and they're going to spread them out here. You got to defend this pass. If I had to guess, it's an all slants.
Caswell to throw, goes right. That one's complete. That's enough for a first down. And again, that's Chris Curtis out to the 44-yard line, brought down by Roland Hood, but not before he got the first down.
I was wrong there, Rich. So now I'm 2 for 4 on the night, but that out route is good for a first down for Chris Curtis, and I'm sure he'll be happy about that. Caught the touchdown earlier in the game, and Queen City through the air and on the ground are doing work.
And if you were 2 for 4 in baseball, you'd be a superstar. Going right up the middle, Caswell, but they sniffed that one out pretty quick.
And you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Got to be careful with a star quarterback in this game. I know it's late. I know they're up 31, and players are only injured for 1 week. They get right back on the field the next week. But momentum shift if he were to go down this early.
New Orleans showing pressure here on the defensive side. They're going to go to Willis up the middle, and he is knocked down after a gain of 3, 3rd down and 7, tackled by McDaniel.
Chance, 3rd and long. You have the opportunity to get off the field early, down by quite a few points. If you can get the ball back here, you'll have some time.
Going back to the empty backfield. Trips to the right-hand side. High snap, but he pulls it down. Caswell going deep down the right-hand side. That one's caught. And that is enough for first down into the red zone. James Matthew Jr. on the catch. He's putting in some work today.
On the tight end line, just getting out there. Let's take this corner route here, working on the safety. Not a bad position for the safety. Was just on his back heels instead of his toes. Wasn't able to jump up and make the play. And for Queen City, inside the 20 again, striking distance.
Trips to the right, empty backfield again for Caswell. And everybody up on the line, man coverage for the Pharaohs. Goes into the end zone, caught, touchdown! Queen City, Stephen Acker with a nice catch. Had to stretch out for that one.
Rich, I have never seen more opponents' jerseys in the same area code as that football. Let's see if you can really see it from here. I mean, there's 7 defenders at those 2 or 3 receivers. For Caswell to float that over the head of all of them, I mean, there's no words for that type of gusto and ability to pull off a throw like that. And it's just unbelievable that for him and for his family, the Caswell family, that, they are in this league and they didn't even have to get up off their couches.
So that kick is up and good. That brings the score to Queen City 38, New Orleans 0. And this time we will take a break and be back after 30 seconds. You're watching the Simulation Football League, brought to you by APM Music on 11 Sports Network. Back here in Buffalo at Contro Stadium. Queen City 38, New Orleans 0, 7:10 left in the third quarter. And Queen City kicks it off once again to the Pharaohs after they march it down into the end zone. Gets it out across the 25 to the 29-yard line. First down and 10, New Orleans.
And for Queen City, you know, this was a very interesting game. It was a turning point game for them, Rich, coming into it. They had just lost to Alaska in a big way. And Alaska hasn't looked like Alaska this season. For those of you who are new to the league, the Alaska Storm have won the last 3 SFL championships. And they just routed Queen City last week. And it was kind of a question mark of, okay, does this mean that Queen City is really bad, or does this mean Alaska is really good again? And I think how this score line is kind of deceiving, because now it seems like either Queen City is not as bad as we thought, or New Orleans is very, very bad. And with the 2-3 record, I don't know if I believe that New Orleans is really bad, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe if Queen City is really, really good. So that's the thing about the SFL, man. There's so much parity. There's so much opportunity that all teams can be good. Uh-oh.
That one's tipped up and almost picked off.
It's caught, though.
Yeah. Oh, it was caught. Clifton came down with that one. Holy cow. I was going to ask you if you saw the hit that Xander Gold took by Jeff Duffy, and apparently Jeff Duffy got hurt on that hit.
We'll see it here. Let's see. Duffy swims inside, confuses the tackle. Oh, and he rocked Gold. I'm surprised Gold was the one who was able to get up, almost got kicked in the back of the head. And yep, Duffy looks like he hurt his head there. Could be concussion symptoms. We'll get an update on that. But, I mean, going back to the catch, man, you seen Clifton. Talk about some concentration there to follow that ball in the air and make a grab.
I agree. Concentration, that was the word I was going to use. Drops back to throw. Gold over the middle. That one is complete, but just short of the first down. Brings up second down and inches for the Pharaohs.
And we're seeing some movement, some signs of life from this New Orleans Pharaohs offense. They've struggled so far in this game, but moving the ball well here. I'd like to see them put some points in the end zone, Rich, if they could. Get things going. And now with Jeff Duffy out, maybe a little bit more time in the pocket.
Gold under center, 2 backs. Looking to throw on second down. Goes left. That one's picked off. That is not at all what they needed. Picked off by Pharaoh Rains. Returns it out to the 42, and Queen City will take over.
Right into the hands of the defender, and I think I mean, look at this. He just shades back. Oh, he baited him. Wow.
Yes.
Talk about a play from Pharaoh Rains. Baited Xander Gold into making that throw. That's when, if you're new to football or don't follow close enough to know what baiting is, it's when the defensive back lays off the receiver enough to make him look open and then jumps in at the last second.
So don't forget about the broadcast coming up again tonight after this one at 8:30 Central Time. Carolina at Tulsa. And then tomorrow night at 6, Mexico City at Sioux Falls. And 8:30 to end the week of games, Vancouver at Alaska. Make sure you get out here on 11 Sports Network and check out all these games.
I'm really interested for the next one, Rich. Carolina and Tulsa, both teams have struggled this season, but I'm interested to see who comes out on top of that one. 2 great quarterbacks as well, Sully Richardson and Ashley Jackson. Both were at the SFL convention, and both are really just wonderful people off the field. So I'm really interested to watch that battle and root for both of them and see who comes out on top.
Yeah, I agree. You know, getting to meet those folks at the SFL convention and put faces with names and all that. This community, folks, if you're new to this or you're just checking it out, the community involved here in the SFL is something you won't find anywhere else.
Yeah, and it's really unique because, you know, we talk about meeting each other, Rich, because you were there as well as I at the SFL convention. And for those of you who couldn't make it, you can watch. There's a vlog on our YouTube page. But it's not required. You don't have to come to any function. You don't have to be in person. You don't even technically have to have a computer. You can run everything from your cell phone and become a player, get on the field. You can join our Discord community, chat with people. We talk about a huge range of stuff all the way from NFL, SFL talk, football, to every once in a while, Ray Bentley will get on some rant about some weird, obscure movie he's seen in the chat. So people talk about everything. We get to know each other, and we're all really nice. So if you're sitting on your couch at home watching this game and interested in being one of the players on the field making a difference, you just can head to our website, simulationfl.net, and join our Discord community.
So that throw over the middle is incomplete. Knocked out by James Hamry. That'll bring up second down and 10. Queen City once again moving the ball here with rather efficient effort in the New Orleans territory at the 33. You see Heath McDaniel II, the outside linebacker for the Pharaohs in his 4th season in the league. Came over from Dallas.
Fourth season officially. Did start as the center in Carolina, as I talked about earlier in the broadcast, right. Rich. Yes. Was not one of the 12-star players on that team, was part of actually one of the first teams, and I think one of the only teams with over 20 star not star players, but 20 user players back when there was only 12 per team and there was no progression system. A while ago, Heath McDaniel came in as we're going to get a challenge here. I'm interested to see whether he was in bounds. And I guess for New Orleans, anything you can get here.
Yep.
Looks like he got the foot down to me.
It does to me, too. By a long way, actually.
The pass has been ruled incomplete. The catch was made out of bounds. The Pharaohs will not be charged.
Wow.
Third down.
They're going to overturn that. So New Orleans is going to keep their timeout. Good for them. And, call is out of bounds. So tough day, tough sledding, but it's going to be 3rd and 10 here, right on the edge of field goal range. Important down here for New Orleans.
Trips to the left for Queen City. Caswell back to throw, has time, goes left. That was complete. Gets it up to the 25-yard line, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 2. And again, that's right on the borderline of field goal territory here.
Hit by Kappa Jones to bring him down. Just getting to the sticks. And well, I don't know what Kappa Jones did there. Look, he's trying to not hit the referee, and he takes a tumble. And that's what gymnastics
he did make the initial hit.
Kindly stayed out of the way of our referee. We appreciate that.
So they are going to go for the field goal. It's going to be about a 41.5-yard attempt here. We'll call it 42. Ricky Matthews, the kicker, and it is up, on its way, and good, right down the middle. So Queen City tacks on 3 more, now 41-0. We'll be back after this 30-second break. You're watching the Simulation Football League brought to you by APM Music on 11 Sports Network. Back here in Buffalo at Compro Stadium. Randy to the chat. You want to take care of that?
Yeah, of course. We got Swole 2011, good _ God in the chat, Pseudo Nakai, as well as Stephen Hacker, Doug Day, and many others. Nacho Sicario are watching along. We appreciate you guys being here. At home who want to get involved in the chat, you can head over to twitch.tv/11 Sports Next and chat with people who are in the league. They're really nice people. And hey, maybe we'll see your name and call you out.
Going to swing that one out to Logan Jack. And he is going to get, look, Jeff Duffy. He did get hit in the head. Smashed with a broken nose. So he'll be out the rest of the game.
Reminds me of the longest yard when that guy broke his nose and they just moved it back into place. I wonder if
right.
Eric Barkley on the sidelines is going to do that to Jeff Duffy.
I mean, come on. Come on, it's football.
Maybe not
Get
up
out on the field.
41-0. Maybe it's not worth it.
Maybe not. Xander Gold goes right, gets it out to the 46, and that's enough for a first down. You've seen Clifton on the reception.
Nice catch by him. Going back, Rich, to Heath McDaniel II, who has been in this league for a long time. Actually, in the first time I applied for an expansion franchise to own my own SFL team, I had 3 members who were going to join my coaching staff, one of which is out of the league now. One of which it was Heath McDaniel II, who was going to come over from Carolina to lead my scouting division. And then the gentleman who I was going to have as offensive coordinator was none other than Dion Hawkins, who is the owner of the Tulsa Desperados, who are going to play at 8:30 Central, 9:30 Eastern tonight against Carolina. So I was 2 for 3 there as well.
And now you're a legend, handling things by yourself. Man, plenty of time for Xander Gold. He's finally got to throw it away. What a coverage! What kind of coverage down there by Queen City just gave him nowhere to throw.
I was going to say, talk about handling it all yourself. Xander Gold was out there on an island with no one blocking for him. Eventually, he had to say, here, bench, you catch that.
All right, Andy, we got a question in the chat, and I don't know the answer to this one. You got a little more history than I do. What was the biggest blowout in SFL history?
What was Vancouver's score last week? Probably that.
Going to toss it right over the middle.
Nice
man,
catch.
Nice catch. Deezer Powell on the reception. I thought that one was going to get picked off.
I think you got to go for this next play. 4th and 1, get some momentum. You're at the Queen City 45. You're out of field goal range by 10 yards. Why don't you keep the offense? There we go. Yeah, that's what we like to see. Come on.
Power I formation up under center. Let's see if we're going to get a snap here. 4th down and 1, 49 seconds left in the third quarter, and they're going to go with it. Right to the middle, that's enough for a first down. Cuts it back to the inside, gets it out past the 40 to the 37-yard line. Logan Jack with a nice run for first down.
Great run, great call. Gotta love the aggression. Being down by this much, it's a little easier to make the call, but a good one nonetheless. And going back to the question, Rich, I'm not sure what the biggest blowout in SFL history was, but if I had to fathom a guess, I would guess that we're not close just yet.
I would guess we're not close, and my other guess is going to be that Alaska might have been involved in that.
No, Cam would have to step in at some point, or Rastelli has watched a lot of SFL games. We'll work on that. I tell you what, Rich, if we would have had a stats person for this game, maybe they could have looked that up at this point.
That's right.
For any of you who want to be involved with the SFL, and I tell you what, Rich, it's an easy way to get your name called out on any broadcast you do, is join the stats.
All right, that brings us to the end of the third quarter. Queen City 41, New Orleans 0. We'll be back. You're watching the Simulation Football League, brought to you by APM Music on 11 Sports Network. Tonight's Simulation Football League broadcast on 11 Sports Network is brought to you in part by Nation's Best Football, helping NFL, college, high school, and youth players to help secure the bag. By ScoreStream, official live scoring app of the SFL. By Sector 6, custom esports jerseys and apparel, and the exclusive SFL shop provider. And by SpyGoat, dedicated to the craft of audio. Aerial shots brought to you by AirViews, united by drone. Visit airviews.com to see more drone footage. That's AIRVUZ.com. If I could spell, Andy.
I tell you what, I'll trade you my spelling for your math ability.
No, you don't want that either. 2 to the right, 1 to the left this time for Xander Gold. Going to go right up the middle with Logan Jack. And brings up 3rd down and 1. Pure2K12 in the chat says he believes the biggest blowout was 62-3 for St. Louis. Not sure who they were playing in that game. Oh, Queen City. Queen City over St. Louis, 62-3.
Well, there you go. We got a little bit of a ways to go.
There you see it in the chat, folks, on your screen. That's the chat at 11 Sports Next on Twitch. So make sure you get out there and get in the chat if you want to interact here during the game. And that run again from Logan Jack brings up 4th down and a yard.
Go for it.
Yep, they're going to have to go for it. It's time. You're down 41-0.
Do it now.
Single receiver right, 2 backs.
Shia LaBeouf
Trying
going.
the hard count. Yep. 9 seconds on the play clock.
Come
He's gonna
on.
wind this thing all the way down.
Snap it.
Nope, they're going to take a timeout. I was afraid that was coming.
Well, they're in field goal range, so they're going to get some points on the board, and I guess that's a win, right?
Yeah, New Orleans will break that 0. So Queen City are...
That's good. I mean, anytime you can put points up, it's a positive. And, hey, I tell you what, it's a step in the right direction. You know, all they need is a turnover on this next offensive drive, and they can really get things shaking and moving.
So here comes Zen Lee, the kicker for the Pharaohs. This is going to be a 45-yard attempt. Not a gimme, that's for sure. Right from the center of the field. The snap is high, but he gets it down. The kick is up. Headed that way, and no good.
Pushed it right.
Yes. So New Orleans stays with the 0, 41-0.
Take that one, Rich. We talked up too much about how 3 points was a good good thing for New Orleans to have. I tell you what, Pharaohs, that's on me. It's my fault.
I'll pass that on to Aaron Arrington down there, so let him know.
Maybe let me get out to my car first.
Going to hand it off to Willis right up the middle, and he is stopped for no gain. Bring up second down and 10. So anybody joining us new in the chat, on TV, on Twitch, you guys can all be part of this too if you go out to our website, simulationfl.net. Click on the Discord link, get involved, and get on the field. Get your name called out by some crazy folks here on the air. That one tipped around and knocked down. That's another interception they could have came away with. Got a little momentum. You know, it may be a little late in the game, but
yeah, we got a new guy in the Discord, Height QQ. Hello, Height. Glad to have you here. Actually, the way I got involved in the SFL, actually, I'm going to let this snap go, then I'll tell the story.
empty backfield for Caswell, goes to the right, and that one is complete. Stephen Hacker on the reception, 4th down and a yard. All right, tell your story, Andy. I want to hear it.
The way I got involved in the SFL was this crazy guy was calling games on Twitch, and I showed up for one of them, and I started chatting, asking some questions in the Twitch chat, and this crazy guy named Cameron Irvine, who actually is our wonderful commissioner and producer, called my name out live on air in front of everyone. All I think it was 30 or 40 people that were viewing at the time, and the coolest thing I've ever heard was my name being called by a professional broadcaster, and I was hooked. And then when the league put out a call on Twitter for an owner of a franchise, I actually applied for that right off the bat. And Cam said to me, hey, you're new here. You haven't learned the way that we've kind of run things. I think you should be a coach and kind of learn how things work before you own your own team. And I was paired up. Thankfully, Rich, I was paired up with Shan Varner and James Klein, two of the greatest people you could ever hope to coach with. And the three of us were together for 3 seasons with the Carolina Skyhawks. And I tell you what, Rich, we didn't win a lot of games, but boy, we learned a lot together. And now Shan Varner is the owner of the Chicago Wildcats. His team got a big win last night. My team, the Vancouver Legion, played tomorrow night against Alaska, and James is still in Carolina doing his thing. So one of the best ways to get involved in the SFL is getting in the chat there on the right-hand side on twitch.tv/11 Sports Next and letting us know your name and meeting us, and we get to meet you for the very first time.
So that pass was incomplete, but there is a flag on the play, and that's going to be an encroachment against Queen City. So New Orleans will get another shot at it here. So receiving leaders in the league, Deezer Powell there for the Pharaohs, 4th in the league, but Optimus Klein up there with 679 yards so far this season.
Yeah, Klein has been doing his thing. Actually one of the best receivers in the SFL in the past, 3 to 5 seasons, Rich. Overall, guy has just been a monster. Really the SFL's version of Calvin Johnson, if you really had to make a comparison.
That's a good comparison.
Receiver has dominated and has been a force for his team, and he's a real user, just like Stephen Hacker, Jared Willis, Joshua Williams, and there's myself there on the right-hand side of your screen, chatting and letting everyone at home know who you are. And hey, there's Rich Pratchett.
Drops back and sacked, brought down for the loss at the 28-yard line. That'll force a 4th down.
That's another thing that I love about this league, Rich, and I know we're kind of letting the plays go on the field. Actually, they're going to go. Oh no, I thought they were going for it. I think is interesting is that we don't really limit people here. We like to say the sky's the limit in terms of how you can get involved. You, Rich, you play wide receiver for the SFL for my team, the Vancouver Legion, but you also, as well as I do, broadcasting. We're part of the broadcast team. We have a beat writing team who writes articles for our official website, a stats team, as well as a whole team of social media members. How did you find the league, Rich, and how are you getting involved?
Well, it's funny, I came into the league, had no inkling what the concept was. I had no inkling what was involved in being a player. I just wanted to broadcast games. I love to broadcast games. I do it not just in the SFL. I do it other places. And I wanted to broadcast more games, get more practice, and just have a good time. So for season, let's see, this is 13, so it would have been season 11. I came in partway through the season and broadcast games. That's all I did. Didn't have a player. And I never thought I would have a player. But I tell you what, folks, the community in this game just gets you hooked. And I had so much fun. So I created a player for season 12. Was drafted 3rd in the preseason draft by Oklahoma City. Was wide receiver for Oklahoma City, and then I switched over to Vancouver. I don't understand why I did that yet, but I'm over at Vancouver now as a wide receiver, still broadcasting games, and don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon.
Oh, don't act like Vancouver has not afforded you the opportunity to be a top 15 receiver in the SFL this year, Rich. We've put you to work here, and we enjoy having you on the team and enjoyed seeing you go through the rookie process. I think you were an early target for us on our draft board that season. We didn't end up getting you. You didn't fall deep enough to us in the draft. But it was really awesome to see how you catapulted to stardom through the rookie showcase, as well as, rising on draft boards. I think, you're not one of the biggest chatters in the pages. New Orleans is actually going to challenge whether this one was in bounds as well after having an earlier one. You weren't the biggest chatter, but boy, I tell you what, after that game and after your broadcast, you really climbed up those charts.
Yeah, I'm not. The chat. I did a little bit of the chat there when I first got involved in the league, but I'm not your typical age range for the guys that are in the chat most of the time. So that's just not my thing. I've got other things going on, but I love the times I am in the chat and the times I get to interact with everybody. The community of this whole thing is great. The ruling again on the field is overturned. That's the second successful challenge that we've seen tonight.
Well, I think one thing I want to point out, Rich, is, our general demographic is on the younger side, but we have plenty of more mature players in the league. There's really no age range that isn't accounted for. We have people who are grandparents in the SFL right now, the same way that we have people who are, under the age of 18 playing and having a great time. We really pride ourselves as being an opportunity for anyone and everyone to get involved.
Yep, and you really don't have any idea until you really, how old anybody is until you start to interact with them. And I was very surprised when we got to the convention and met a lot of these folks, how wide that age range was, and I expected it to be a bunch of kids, and it's really not. It's there's a lot of younger guys and what I would call kids in the league, which actually brings an interesting dynamic to it. But adding everybody else into it is so diverse and so much fun.
Yeah, it's a blast. I know Ashley Jackson in the chat is going off. And another challenge flag from New Orleans. How many red flags does that guy have in his pocket? This is the last one, right? No matter whether he gets it right or wrong, he got the first two right, so he gets the third. Challenges in a game, I tell you what, all on out of bounds passes too from Caswell, nonetheless. He looks out there to me.
Yeah, look there. See what happens.
After review, the pass has been ruled incomplete.
Bounds 3 for 3, Aaron Arrington. I tell you what.
I don't think I've seen that. I do not think, number one, I don't think I've seen 3 challenges in a game, but I have definitely not seen anybody go 3 for 3.
Not at all. That's clutch right there. Aaron Arrington, always a silver lining, Rich. But what I was trying to say was Ashley Jackson in the chat. The females in our football league, again, any age range, any orientation, any gender, we're completely open to everyone being on the field and making an impact.
So that punt goes in the end zone for a touchback, and we will take another break. We will be back. You're watching the Simulation Football League, brought to you by APM Music on 11 Sports next. Back here in Buffalo, New York at Conpro Stadium, Queen City, 41, New Orleans 0. Rich Pratchard and Andy Hamilton with you. 6:28 left in the fourth quarter. Xander Gold with a single back, 3 wide. Going to hand it off to Logan Jack up the middle, and he is only going to get a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9. Yeah, a lot of folks in the chat tonight from the same draft class I was in, actually, Andy. There's, Stephen Hacker, Ashley Jackson, quite a few
And
others in there too.
it was a very good class, and I think last year's class was also very good. Sudo Nakai was a big, steal for me in that draft. He's in the chat as well. Actually helps broadcast the games with Cam. As well as, we had some good rookies in there, Cheeseburger and Noah Johns. Quite the draft class every single year. I'm really excited because this year there's the opportunity for you guys on your couch at home to be a part of that draft class. And I tell you what, Rich, the number one pick in that draft might not be in our Discord right now, and that's really exciting to me.
Oh, another sack. Jack Thomas with the sack this time for the Corsairs.
Safety blitz. Jack Thomas, the strong safety, comes on the pressure and is able to ring home. And I tell you what, from start to finish, Queen City has looked polished and professional.
And punt from his own goal line. Fair catch right at midfield, and Queen City will go back to work there. And they've got 5 minutes and 16 seconds to kill to get out of here with a win.
Yeah, it was a good, game plan from Queen City on both sides of the ball. I think the thing that they'll have to make sure that they do in this week in preparation is make sure they don't get too big-headed. I know last week they had a big loss to Alaska, and I'm sure that sent them to the film room to focus and get back to work. But I think it's even more important after a big win, Rich, to make sure you're doing the same film work, make sure you're still hitting on all the stuff. I've always said as a play caller, I would rather face a team that had a 40-0 victory than face a team that lost 40-0, because that team who lost is going to change a bunch of stuff. That team that won might not change a thing.
That's right.
And when I'm watching film, I would rather play what I'm watching rather than play something I'm not prepared for. So for Queen City, great victory tonight, but hit the chalkboards tomorrow and get to work.
Logan Jack for the first down. Sudo Nakai in the chat makes a good point. Another way you can get involved and actually learn a little bit about the SFL is we've got all kinds of podcasts going on. Members of the SFL have their own podcasts about the league and about their experience and about other players, and you can get into the Discord and find the links to those podcasts, and there's some great information and just entertaining stuff in there. Ashley Jackson has one, and then there's Kramer Jackman. I think he's got one, and there's a few others.
Yeah, I was actually on the Kramer Jackman show with Cameron Irvine. If you haven't listened to that episode, make sure you do. I found out that Cam does not like pineapple on his pizza.
Oh, what is? See, I knew there was something wrong.
You be careful, Rich. Cam might start making fun of you again in the broadcast meetings.
I don't think that'll end anytime soon. And there's a sack from the Pharaohs. Brought down.
Nice play there.
Yeah, brought
Ray
down
West
by
coming in
Ray
defensive
West. That's
tackle.
right.
Related to another member of the SFL, Dante West. They used to play together here in New Orleans. Dante jumped ship for Vancouver last season, I believe. Jumped ship again. I can't quite place where he's playing this season, but another family in the SFL. If you're sitting at home on the couch with your family or are around some family members, we got plenty of families in this league. The Chisholms are in Atlanta. The Dags are in Mexico City. Tons of family affairs for the SFL, and we love having it. Bring it on. The more the merrier.
You got the Ramans. They've got a dad and his son and his daughter.
Oh yeah,
playing.
the Ramans. Yep.
Just all kinds of them around. So don't
and
forget
Irvines,
again tonight.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, that's right. Carolina at Tulsa tonight at 8:30. Right back here on 11 Sports Net. Make sure you stick around for that. Tomorrow night, 6 o'clock, Mexico City and Sioux Falls, and then at 8:30, the cap to the season, or to the cap to the week, Vancouver at Alaska. I really don't. I hope it's not too cold up there. I don't think it is. It's a good time of year for that.
It should be a good game. I'm looking forward to it, Rich. I think it'll be a good litmus test for us in Vancouver to see, how good we really are this season. We've had a lot of close games, and I think Alaska is the measuring stick, and we'll see how close we come to beating a 3-time defending champion. So we'll see how it plays out. But like I said, I'm actually more excited for Carolina and Tulsa. 9:30 Eastern tonight, right here on 11 Sports. As we watch, a Carolina and Tulsa team do battle. And there's a look at the rushing leaders. I mean, we held in Vancouver, we held Reggie Streeter kind of in check when we beat London last week. We've also faced T-Roy Gaines. So a lot of good backs in this league, and, a lot of opportunity for whoever's coming up next to be one of the best backs. Like I said, Rich, I truly believe that the next number one pick in the SFL rookie draft is not in the Discord yet. I think it could be any one of you sitting at home on your couch, and all you got to do to get there is hop on our website, simulationfl.net, join our Discord community, and then, ask questions, and we'll point you in the right direction. We'll get you there, and someone is going to be that number one overall pick, and I'm pumped to see who it is.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be a great draft. It's going to be something like we haven't seen yet, that's for sure. Trips to the right, single receiver left. Xander Gold to throw. Just dumps it out over the middle. That one's complete. Gain of 4. 2nd and 6. 2:09 left in this one.
For Queen City. And this is interesting, Rich, because anytime you have the backups in, it comes down to scheme only.
Yeah, that's right. So that brings us to the end, or actually that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Queen City 41, New Orleans 0. We'll take a break and be back for the end of this one. You're watching the Simulation Football League, brought to you by APM Music on 11 Sportsnet. Queen City 41, New Orleans 0 back here in Buffalo. Rich Pratchard and Andy Hamilton with you for the end of this one. New Orleans trying to just get something on the board. Throws it deep, and it is tipped and knocked down, incomplete. Nacho Sicario still back there patrolling the secondary for the Corsairs.
Yeah, they were playing some of the backups, which came down to scheme, but now they've kind of adjusted back.
So 1:56 left on the clock. Empty backfield for Xander Gold. Got time, throws it over the middle. That's incomplete again. Knocked down by Nacho Sicario. Trying to get the ball to Yassine Clifton. Brings up a 4th down and 6, and will force I would imagine it'll force a punt from, but they may go for it here. See what they decide to do. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 6, deep in their own territory. Trips to the left. Looking to throw under pressure, rolls left, complete, and he gets just enough for the 1st down. Again, Xander Gold, he's going to be brought down for the sack. 2nd and 17, loss of 7. Has time, throws it right. That one's complete, steps out of bounds to stop the clock. 3rd and 17, or no, incomplete. They're going to say incomplete.
Wow.
3rd down and 17. No more challenge?
I guess not.
I thought we'd get a challenge there.
They're out.
1:21 left on the clock. 3 wide for Zandergold, 2 backs. Gonna hand it off to Logan Jack going left, but he isn't gonna get very far. He's only gonna get 3, and New Orleans will call their second timeout. And we'll take a timeout and take a game break and shoot it back to the studio and Cameron Irvine.
Well, Las Vegas gave him a game, Rich, but Seattle becomes or remains one of 2 unbeatens in the SFL. Beats Vegas 30-22 tonight, and if you love the commentary in tonight's game, Mike Daggs and Matt Wilson standing by for tonight's game of the week, Carolina and Tulsa. Queen City gets another stop and preserves the shutout. Back to you guys in Buffalo.
And Seattle comes back and wins that one, stays unbeaten. For those of you that don't know, Seattle is a new location for an existing franchise. They moved from Dallas last season, or this season, brand new into Seattle from Dallas.
Are playing well, playing really well.
Yes.
And that's important because I think, coming into the change, they lost Stephen Mullinex, who moved over to coordinate with the Mexico City Aztecs. And I think a big question mark stood on the Seattle Tyrants, shoulders was, how big of an impact is that going to make? And kudos to Crash Combs and that unit, because they have picked up any slack that Stephen left behind. And they have not missed a step.
So Queen City is just going to go into victory formation for this and kneel it down. New Orleans has eclipsed their allotted timeouts. So we should only have to kneel it down 2 more times here.
Well, they can only
we should be done.
Oh, no, you're right. Well, I guess they could take the knee on 4th. My guess is they won't. No, look, Daggs is in the chat. There he is.
Yes, he is. He is in the chat, preparing for his duty here in the next game, Carolina at Tulsa. 37 seconds left on the clock, and AJ Caswell will kneel that one down. Actually, Max Barney will kneel that one down, and that will run the clock out and bring us to the end of the game, I believe. I don't think they're going to try and punt this one away. But again, folks, don't forget 8:30 Central Time. So that's in about 45 minutes. We'll be right back here at 11 Sportsnet, Carolina at Tulsa. And then tomorrow night, games right back here on 11 at 6 and 8:30 Central Time. Everything's Central Time right now. Mexico City at Sioux Falls and Vancouver at Alaska. And that does bring us to the end of this one. It was ugly for New Orleans. Queen City 41, New Orleans 0. Final stats. Rushing yards for both teams were kind of non-existent, Andy.
Yeah, I actually thought that Jared Willis played a really good game despite only ending up with 45 yards on the stat sheet. Had some really good runs in that opening 2 frames that really opened up that Queen City offense for what it turned out to be. But Rich, for me, from start to finish, Queen City just really took control of this game and was full head of steam forward on the offensive side of the ball. Defensively, they got a couple turnovers early, and from there, New Orleans just looked a little bit defeated. They struggled to get things going, were in field goal range and ended up missing. It was not their night at all, but that's the positive of the Simulation Football League. There's 12 weeks, plenty of time to get back on the horse, and for them, plenty to take away and learn from. But yeah, rushing yards wise, I think, both teams relied on the pass a little bit more. And when it came down to AJ Caswell versus Xander Gold, Caswell came out on top.
So Duffy gets another sack for the Corsairs, and let's look at the player of the game. AJ Caswell, 43 for 53, 398 yards and 5 touchdowns. 43 for 53, that's great.
Don't forget those 8 rushing yards too, Rich. That goes to his all-time career total. Really kind of like the Tom Brady of the SFL. Lots of passing yards, and he'll grab some rush yards too.
All right, that'll bring us to the end of this one, folks. Thank you very much for joining us. It's been a blast. So for Andy Hamilton, I'm Rich Pratchard saying goodnight. We will see you next time. Don't forget, 8:30 Central Time, right back here on 11 Sports Net. Again, we'll see you next time. Good night.